Hey everybody, it's Yoli Chisholm and it's my objective to change your perspective. Wednesdays is Ask Me Anything Day, and this week I got a question about networking and how do you get over the awkwardness of networking. Quite often we have to do that when in our corporate jobs. We'll go to conferences or we'll have to go to internal events where we're meeting strangers, or as a business person you might have a small business and you have to go to networking events to make connections and drive your business forward. There is no magic bullet answer. Going out and trying to make connections with strangers is always going to be awkward, but there are a couple of things that you can do to try to make things a little bit easier. The first thing you want to think about is, what's your opening question or icebreaker gonna be, if you happen to be standing next to somebody and have to start a conversation. Quite often I will sort of practice that and think about an opening question that's in context with the event. So let's say you're at a conference. You might ask a person, so what got you to come out to this conference? I was excited to hear from the keynote speaker about this and this. What about you? They'll tell you what got them to come out, and you can sort of follow up with some questions there. So practice that and think about something that's in context with the event itself. The other thing you can do is, quite often if you go to a meetup or if it's a conference that has sort of a social app, sometimes they will surface the people who are going to be attending. And if you're in business and you want to actually make specific connections, you should look up who's going to be at the event, create a short list of people that you really specifically want to make sure you meet up with and have a conversation with. Then you want to look them up on LinkedIn. Look at what they've been talking about in terms of social posts, what they've been liking, what's top of mind. Look up information in their profile and use that when you go to the event. Look for them and use that as an opening to start a conversation with them. Hey John, I saw that you were coming to this event. I wanted to make sure that I connected with you. I see that you're working on this and this and this. I'd love to hear more about it. Boom. So that's the second thing you want to do. And then the third thing is, people will inevitably ask you what you do. And so essentially you want to have an elevator pitch that you have sort of practiced but comes off naturally. What I like to do is sort of start off with a problem statement that that is relevant to what I do. So I may say, how small businesses have challenges trying to figure out what their go-to-market strategies should be, or startups have a challenge trying to figure out how they can grow their businesses. I help them in those two areas. I'm a digital marketer, and I love to support startups and small businesses. So that's something that you can practice yourself. What's the problem statement around what you do? And then talk about what you do in context with it. So those are three things you can do. You can initially think about what's your icebreaker opening question, make it in context to the event itself, look people up and use that to warm up and actually target specific people you want to connect with, and then have your elevator pitch, and that will start to make it a little less awkward at networking events. I hope that was helpful. Talk to you soon.